Good morning, greetings, friends. Welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne and psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of biology, what is in the world of the body, just standard operating procedure, because the human body, the human biological system, is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. Our phone number today on The Bright Side, our phone number every day on The Bright Side is 844-236-6010. 844-236-6010 if you want to get off your meds or help a loved one get off their meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program. If you know someone dealing with a skin health issue, acne, psoriasis, eczema, we can help you. We've been talking about skin health here for a couple of months now. We'll continue talking about it. Everybody wants to have beautiful skin. Billions of dollars are spent on skincare products, and for the most part, skincare products don't do much, don't work, don't do anything. In fact, for a lot of times, they cause more harm than good. Typical moisturizer suppresses moisture factors. A typical sunscreen suppresses the natural sun protection factors that are already in the skin. Our misunderstandings of the skin are all over the culture. And you have to look no further than your television or listen to your radio or see a print ad about a skincare product to really get a sense of how lost we are when it comes to how we take care of the skin. So if you got skincare issues, eczema, acne, rosacea, dry skin, we can help you today. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you have any health issue, 844-236-6010 is our number. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program, please head over to my blogs, pharmacistben.com or criticalhealthnews.com. You can order products directly off the website, or you can head over to brightsideben.com and order longevity products right off the website. You can also sign up for a one-time $25 fee. You can join my team, the Brightside Ben team, and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. You can also make a few bucks. Some folks are making a lot of money selling longevity products. You can sign up right off the website, brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com, or you can call the phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Okay. Last we spoke, we were talking about cosmetics and the skin. Cosmetics comes from the Greek word to adorn, and this is how we look at cosmetics. We look at it as adornment or decoration from the skin. This goes way, way back to the days of ancient Sumeria, even before cave people used to use ochre and various dyes, iron oxide dyes, to adorn their skin, to decorate their skin. Even today, we think that using skincare is decoration. My message is that the skin is not just a canvas for adornment. It is a part of the body. It's a fully fledged organ of the body. It's affected by what we put on the skin. The body is affected by what we put on the skin. And in turn, the skin is affected by what's inside the body. It goes back. It's a circle. What we put in the body affects the skin. What we put on the skin affects the body, for better or worse. Vitamin D is made in the skin. And vitamin D has a tremendously important role to play in health, and the health of the immune system and the health of the digestive system. It's anti-cancer. There's so many so many different roles that vitamin D plays in the body. And almost every day we learn more about the importance of vitamin D, which indeed is not even a vitamin. It's a hormone. It's a fundamental chemical in the body, and it's made in the skin. And don't let anybody tell you, dermatologists love saying, oh, you don't need to get the sun because you can get your vitamin D in a supplement or in food. Well, let me tell you something. These are dermatologists and doctors who say these things. They don't understand chemistry. It is a known fact in biochemistry that the vitamin D that's made in the skin in response to the sun is a superior form to vitamin D than anything you can get in a supplement. Not only that, but the vitamin D that's made in the skin protects us from the sun. The sun protects us from the sun. This is how the body works. You don't need any sunscreens or sunblocks. You don't need them, flat out, unless you're baking, unless you're laying out, unless you're a construction worker or you're playing golf or tennis and you're in the sun for hours and hours. You don't need the stuff, and let nobody tell you that they're not toxic. They are. How toxic is the only question, and that's up for debate, but the fact of the matter is they are toxic chemicals, period. Poison chemicals, period. I'm talking sunscreens now, not necessarily sunblocks, although you never know. Now, there's two different sunblocks, as we've said many times, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, and theoretically anyway, zinc oxide is not toxic. Theoretically anyway, titanium dioxide is probably not toxic, although the things they put in with the zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, the slip agents, the silicons, the things that coat the zinc oxide molecule, we don't know about that. The fact is, though, your sunscreen chemicals are highly electrical substances. That's how they work. They're electrical dampening entities. They dull the energy of the sun. They trap the energy of the sun. They screen the energy of the sun. And they are big time problematic molecules. You wouldn't want to drink your sunscreen. I'm talking the actual chemical. It's not nice stuff, and any healthcare professional who's sworn to who has sworn to do no harm should be ashamed of themselves for telling you to slather on a sunscreen. Yes, I said that, and you can quote me on that. All right. The skin is part of the brain, by the way. It's a satellite of the brain. It probes into the environment and reports back to the brain. It's filled with neurotransmitters. That alone tells you why you don't want to slather anything on top of your skin. Yeah, sunscreen's toxic, and you don't want to slather that on the skin, but you don't really want to slather anything on the skin that's not a vitamin, or that's not a nutrient, or that's not something that's familiar to the skin. Thus the importance of retinol and vitamin C. They're in the skin already. That's why my Truth Treatment products feature vitamin C and vitamin A, retinol. Go to truthtreatments.com if you want to learn more about that. The skin makes its own vitamins. You're going to suppress those if you use a moisturizer or use a sunscreen or use a topical product that is wax and oil. The skin makes its own antibiotics. The skin makes its own moisture factors. One of the most important of the health-promoting substances that's in the skin is high hyaluronic acid. This stuff is absolutely amazing. I mean, there's a lot of amazing molecules in the body, but it's hard to come up with one that's more amazing than high hyaluronic acid, which is electrical, as we've been saying. It's piezoelectrical, which means as it's pressed or as it's compressed, it generates an electrical charge. How cool is that? You got the stuff in the skin that when it's squeezed or compressed generates electricity, and that electricity is critically important for accurate and controlled growth of cells. Hyaluronic acid helps heal the skin. There's lots of products that you can get over the counter. You can get in department stores or salons or in skincare stores where you buy skincare products, I should say, that have hyaluronic acid in them. But you're not going to get the benefits, the chemistry benefits of hyaluronic acid by putting it on top of your skin. That's because of that barrier. That barrier on the surface, the so-called stratum corneum barrier, that thing is really important, obviously. Our whole body, in a way, is held together by this thin fingernail-like layer. It's basically like a liquid fingernail that coats the surface of the skin and holds the whole body inside of it. How cool is that? You got a paper, maybe it's about as thin as a piece of notebook paper, maybe less, and that thin notebook paper size or thickness layer of fingernail-like material called the stratum corneum holds everything in place inside the rest of the body. However, if you're going to get the benefits of topical skincare, you got to bypass that stratum corneum fingernail-like barrier. And hyaluronic acid can't do that. It's too big a molecule. So you're not going to get the benefits of HA, hyaluronic acid topically, but there are things you can do to upregulate or stimulate your own hyaluronic acid. We'll talk about that when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. All right, we are back on The Bright Side. Welcome back, folks. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific time and 10 to 11 Central time, 5 days, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. You can get all the programs up at brightsideben.com, brightsideben.com. Got 4.5 years of archives, skincare, skin health archives, bone health archives, immune system health archives, and as well as nutritional supplements. Lots of good information about the longevity supplements, too. If you have a customer, client, or potential client, you want to refer them to the program, you can head over to brightsideben.com or pharmacistben.com, and you can also search at brightsideben.com, also benfuchsarchives.com. Our number today, 844-236-6010. If you've got questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we're talking skin health today, and we've been talking about it for a while. We'll continue to talk about it. Hyaluronic acid. I absolutely love this stuff. Hyaluronic acid is important for the health of the skin. It's important for the health of the bone. It's important for the health of 30 to 40% of the body called connective tissue. The body is held together. All the organs are held together by this stuff, connective tissue. Many diseases and certainly lots of the symptoms of aging, wrinkles and weak bones and generalized skeletal structure weakness and shriveling up. The shriveling up that's associated with aging is really a connective tissue problem, and hyaluronic acid is stupendously important for helping build and strengthen connective tissues. Lots of ways you can upregulate the activity of hyaluronic acid. One thing that you cannot do to get the hyaluronic acid benefits inside your body is put it on top of your skin. That's because the surface of the skin is a barrier and protects the inside, the lower levels, from the outside environment. And that means stuff you put on the skin, for the most part, isn't going to get anywhere underneath. And that includes hyaluronic acid. No problem. You can make your own hyaluronic acid. You can upregulate your own hyaluronic acid. And there's two main strategies for doing this. There's two main ways that you can upregulate or increase hyaluronic acid inside your body, and we should all be doing these. Now, first of all, hyaluronic acid is a skincare substance, a skin health substance. It's found in the skin. It helps secure or bind moisture, bind water in the skin. It creates plumpness and fullness, so much so that dermatologists will actually inject hyaluronic acid underneath a product called Restylane. Is an injectable form of hyaluronic acid, and you can go to a plastic surgeon or dermatologist and have Restylane injections. There's a few of these hyaluronic acid injections that you can get. They'll work temporarily, although some people get reactions from them. For the most part, they're not toxic. But they're just kind of faking things out. They're faking you out. They're faking your friends out. At the end of the day, they're not faking your body out because you're still breaking down even if you have hyaluronic acid injections. This is the problem with our cosmetic way of treating the skin. Skin is an organ of the body, and just because you stick something inside the skin to make it look like you don't have wrinkles, or you put on some chemical or inject some chemical into the skin that fakes out the nervous system or the skin nervous system to create a sense of tightness, that's called Botox. That doesn't mean you're not healthy, or that doesn't mean you're healthy. If you really want health, you got to upregulate or stimulate your own hyaluronic acid, and there's lots of ways to do it. In terms of the skin, you can exercise your skin. Yes, I said that. Exercise your skin. How do you exercise your skin? I'm not talking about the muscles. I'm actually talking about the skin cells, not the muscles, but the cells. I'm not talking about facial exercises, as important as those can be, by the way. I'm talking about stimulating the skin, which is a very interesting and misunderstood concept. And as with the nearly universal misunderstanding or non-understanding of hyaluronic acid, there's a lot of misunderstanding and non-understanding around stimulating the skin, what I'm calling exercising your skin. If you want healthy, beautiful skin, you got to stimulate it, exercise it. And there are a lot of folks who say, no, you got to be gentle with your skin. No, you don't want to do anything harsh on your skin. Well, maybe that's true to a certain extent, but if you want to exercise your body, if you want to exercise the internal part of the body, likewise, you got to exercise your skin. I'm talking skin cells here. What we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the movement of skin cells, the dynamic nature of skin cells. As we get older, skin cells, like the rest of the body, becomes less dynamic. This is one of the reasons why we get older. Our body becomes less dynamic. Our muscles become less dynamic. Growth becomes less dynamic. And things start to slow down. That's called aging, and ultimately that's called death. The dynamic nature, the movement nature, the growth nature of skin cells increases the production of everything that's made in those skin cells. Skin cells make moisture factors, so increasing the dynamic